Is Victor Osimhen set to become our new Chelsea striker? Today, my friends, we have some very interesting stories to break down and discuss, so I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, share your thoughts and opinions if you think Osimhen can become our striker, and don't forget to watch yesterday's massive 5 things we learned video breaking down that epic game against Man City. So I hope you guys enjoy, and without wasting any more time, let's get the quick stories out of the way first. We discussed the latest news surrounding international break, and today we learned that Malo Gusto has withdrawn from the France under-21 squad due to a minor knee ligament injury. So fingers crossed it's nothing too serious, and I guess the saving grace is the fact that he is set to remain at Cobham now for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully he comes back, he's fit after international break, because to be honest, I like the fact that Pochettino can call upon Reece James and Gusto in-game to maintain that intensity down the right hand side. I think Gusto has been great backup for us, and he's looked very good when he does play over Reece James. So even if he needs a bit more time, it's positive news that Reece James is getting fitter now and he isn't taking part in international break. Now, there was some recent controversy suggesting that maybe Gareth Southgate might have been a bit upset by the fact that Reece James omitted himself from the national team. However, let's get things straight. If Reece James is deciding that he can't take part, that's because he is following the professional advice of the medical team at our football club. I think Pochettino said already before that Reece James is always desperate to represent his country, so Southgate, don't get any silly ideas. I think after seeing his recent back-to-back world-class performances against Spurs and Man City, I think this guy is the #1 selection when it comes to being on the first team for England. And I'd imagine that you want to have a fit Reece James. But to end with things, as we learned yesterday, big congrats goes out to Cole Palmer, who has been called up by the England squad. Now, due to injuries involving James Maddison, Callum Wilson and Lewis Dunk, it meant that Gareth Southgate had to turn towards other players to replace them. Very surprising that Raheem Sterling hasn't been called up, as he has been in form this season. I wonder if he can actually win his spot in the national team. We'll find out. But in the meantime, Cole Palmer has been a revelation down that right-hand side. 4 goals, 4 assists since becoming our first team player. And he joins up alongside Conor Gallagher and Levi Colwill. So massive congratulations. I'm really looking forward to international break. I have been enjoying them recently, and let's hope that when it ends, we come back with a full strength and fit squad. So my friends, that's the first news out of the way. And let's discuss the massive news currently surrounding Victor Osimhen. Now, as revealed by Paul Winstonley and Lawrence Stewart in the club's interview a few months ago, our new owners are already working on the next 2 transfer windows. That's this January and that's the summer. And it seems like a striker, an attacking player and a centre-back are high on the agenda when it comes to adding additions to our squad. So today, let's discuss the big news surrounding our new potential striker, maybe in January or realistically next summer, and that's Osimhen. Now, big news today as revealed by the Evening Standards. Osimhen is very open to moving to Chelsea Football Club, and I guess some context I can provide to the story is that one thing I've been hearing behind the scenes is that the club are potentially looking to structure a deal that was very similar in terms of how we signed Christopher Nkunku, in terms of getting that pre-contract agreement, in terms of finalising a deal before the window opens up. And I think realistically it makes more sense to target Osimhen for next summer, knowing the fact that his contract expires in 2025. So once it gets to January, he'll have 18 months left on his deal. And I think that whenever players are in their final 2 years, that is the optimum time to strike a move to try and sign him, because that's without the most affordable fees. So fingers crossed we can pull something like this off. It would be a massive statement signing, and reports today suggest that the club feel very encouraged by Victor Osimhen due to the interest he's expressing in signing for us. Now, I'd imagine that all of us fans would love to see a striker of his capabilities playing for us, but also this same thought is shared by our former players. Now, recently, John Obi Mikel, our former midfield player, revealed on his new podcast that he is desperate to see Osimhen playing for us, and as he said, "Next season, I know you're coming to Chelsea, mate. I tell you, I will be the agent who will broker the deal. I'll make sure it happens. We've been desperate for someone like you since Dorgu left the club. And let's keep things real, I'm sure all of us agree with Mikel. Not only is Osimhen a world-class striker, he has the mentality and the character, which I think is so important. Those type of intangibles, as we saw recently against Man City, they take a team, the collective, to that next level when they all share in that same attacking identity. And to have someone like Osimhen leading the line with his intense pressing off the ball, his quality on the last lines, his world-class aerial play, and that winning desire as well too, that could really take a team of great promise potentially to a team that is ready to finally challenge for the Premier League title. Now, I guess it's no surprise to learn that Osimhen is open to signing for us. As we know, Didier Drogba was his footballing idol, and to have that opportunity to follow in his footsteps, to lead the line for our club, to play in a great city like London under an amazing, exciting project too, because how many clubs can afford him? And how many clubs actually need to sign a centre forward? So the market is quite low right now. And I'm sure if you had to pick between Man United or us, you'll pick us every day of the week. Now, it does seem like Osimhen has been open now to leaving Napoli since the summer. It was revealed today that he turned down a massive opportunity to sign for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. And they were looking to offer the 150 million that De Laurentiis asked for to sell Osimhen last summer, and he was set to earn incredible wages. And Osimhen revealed today that he had to assess the offer, which took a few days. He needed some time to understand things, but the then Napoli manager at the time, Rudy Garcia, persuaded him to remain, discussed the ideas, and Victor decided to remain at Napoli. However, it does kind of feel like things at Napoli now are slowly starting to sink. It does seem like they're entering a transition phase, and recently their manager Rudy Garcia is now set to be sacked after having a very poor start with the Naples club, as Napoli find themselves 4th in the league, and they picked up very disappointing results against Union Berlin, and they lost 1-0 to Empoli, I think, as well too. It seems like Garcia hasn't won the favour of the squad or the players, and to be honest with you, he never really evolved the ideas that Napoli had last season. I think around the midway point of the season, Napoli was starting to get figured out just a little bit. So, you know, it does seem like this is the perfect opportunity now to leave Napoli, especially after you secured their Scudetto for the first time in God knows how many years. And I think it's time for Victor to find himself in the Premier League, playing in the best league in world football. It's a new opportunity to challenge himself, and most importantly, a new opportunity to continue his legacy as well too. So far in his career, he's played in Belgium, Germany, France, Italy, and I think England should be the spot that he calls home for the foreseeable future and really settles in here. And to be honest with you, I'm very open to signing Osimhen. By targeting a move for him for next summer, it gives us more time to assess Jackson and Broja. You know, listen, I understand that it's a bit harsh on these two if we did sign a world-class centre forward, because I think that spells the end for one of their careers. I think they both have big potential and promise, but I think maybe with a signing like this, I think it's the owners and the club understanding the fact that we need to strike that balance between like young potential and having like title winning players in your squads. And I think having the experience of Osimhen with the quality as well too, spearheading the attack, that could be the balance we need to really close the gap at the top even more. I feel like both strikers can still complement playing alongside Victor, especially being understudies as well too. You know, Victor does get injuries, and this season he has been plagued by them. He has missed the past 4 games, but even though he has been injured, he still has like, I think 6 or like 7 and 11 games. So he still knows how to find the back of the net. So my friends, let's continue to watch this space here, because I think big things are slowly simmering behind the scenes when it comes to securing one of the top strikers in European football right now. So share your thoughts and opinions. Do you feel confident? Let us know below. And now, my friends, let's end things by discussing one of the interesting stories of this afternoon. It does involve one of the most promising young players in Serie A so far this season. His name is Patrick Dorgu. You know, he's a Danish-Nigerian left-back, 19 years old, who was broken into the Lecce first team and has been synonymous with minutes throughout. Interesting story, as today his agent was interviewed by Sport Italia, and he drops a few interesting things. Now, obviously, his agent is going to gas and sell his client. That's what agents do. And he revealed that, listen, he has tons of interest right now. Juventus, Liverpool, they came very close to trying to sign him. More clubs like Man City, Barcelona and others are scouting him regularly. And we understood some interesting insights from his agent as he revealed that not only does he represent the player, but he is collaborating alongside UK agency in CAA based limiteds. You know, we've done a ton of business with this agency. They helped us secure our new sponsor for the season as well too, and players have been represented by them over the years. So, you know, let's see if that connection can help us in signing the left back in the future. Let's see if this connection possibly gives us an advantage in the future. But regardless, you know, Dorgu is a very exciting prospect. You know, he's an offensive fullback that likes to push his opponents up the field, but his agent revealed that he's also someone that's a very quick learner, who is very adaptable, that is very, like, you know, multifaceted in his game. He's currently on a very exciting growth spurt, and Dorgu won his chance this season when first choice left back in Antonio Gallo got injured in like 50 minutes at the start of the season. He took his opportunity, but he isn't necessarily playing week in, week out as a first choice left back, but he is regularly coming off the bench to get minutes, and he does look quite promising. Now, Dorgu has big ambitions, and as he revealed himself at the end of September, Chelsea is my dream to play for. I've been a fan of them for over 10 years, so it'll be a huge dream to play for them one day in the future. And listen, if this kid keeps up the performances and, you know, continues to grow and improve and learn, who knows what happens in the future? Because with uncertainty around Maatsen, players like Ben and players like Cucurella, it does seem like there could be some flexibility when it comes to acquiring new additions at left back in the future. You know, we're looking at Barco of Boca Juniors. You know, other clubs are also looking at left backs as well too. And it seems like Dorgu is really interesting a lot of parties right now, and I guess that's a big reason, right? Because he came from Denmark, from the renowned academy in Northland that has produced guys like Mohamed Kudus, Damsgaard. You know, literally signed him for like 200k. He was playing for their academy last season. He was one of their best players, and he's now become a first team player too. So let's see what happens in the future, my friends. I think more time is needed, but he looks very exciting to follow. So on that note, thank you for watching. Share your thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to watch yesterday's massive 5 things we learned video. I'll see you guys later with some more videos. Cool.